There's a nip in the air. Cold won't be good for my crops. Never is.
Alright, everybody. I am here. But we need to properly set the mood. Get the proper voice going and whatnot.
Come to chat with an old woman, Do your good deed for the day.
But it's good to see you, Ogata. Good to see you, Kitty. Just waiting on my... I'm actually waiting on my voice mod thing to actually pick up so I can actually use it. Yeah, okay. I was wondering what was going on. I hit the button down at the bottom of my taskbar and it was all like, yeah, we don't know how to execute that program. But I'm going to create a voice for this particular stream. Alright, check, check, check. There we go. Alright.
Now, just lower the pitch. Just a little. That's much better. Now, put it around 22. Much better. Yes. Making it easier for you to understand me. All right, the voice is saved. Now we can proceed. Welcome, one and all. This stream will not be overly long as it tends to go because I have leftovers. I have not eaten lunch quite yet. So this stream will probably be maybe 2.5 hours, so I'll be able to eat myself some leftovers from Thanksgiving. So what we are going to be accomplishing today is just subjugating all who lay before me. Now let me explain to you what has changed since you all have been here. For starters, I am fully decked out in Daedric armor, which is one of the highest tiers of armor you can get access to. I am now level 76, which is already a high enough level in and of itself. I have used the power of alchemy to give myself weapons that do way more damage than they should normally. All my weapons, well, ones that I've crafted and made legendary, now do more damage than is physically possible for the game to produce for enemies' health. To compensate, I've bumped up the difficulty to legendary, the maximum difficulty. And for my apparel, I'm wearing full Daedric armor, which is made legendary. Armor value is in the millions, with my main armor piece giving me 7 million percent faster health regeneration, which means that I essentially cannot die while in combat. Anything that I create and improve will be, what is that number? 26 million percent stronger. Is it overkill? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. Does it make sense? No. Do I care? No. Oh, wait, I forgot to show you. I managed to max out my heavy armor and my blocking skill. So, all of those are maxed out. Thank you, giants. Heavy armor definitely got maxed out. All that's left is like two-handed, but I mean, given how strong I am, it's not really necessary for me to go down that path. One thing I will say about this game is, as much as I like to make melee builds and such, because they can just turn you broken, they can just make everything broken. Unfortunately, if you go the route of magic, you have a lot of powers that cannot be improved to the degree of physical melee. DJ, it's good to see you. Also, Ozzy, I forgot to acknowledge what you said before. Greetings, fellow peoples. P.S. Who cares about Whack Friday? I'm going to be honest. Usually I get a certain number of games for Black Friday, but there isn't one that interests me that I don't already own. Plus, I have tons of games that I really haven't put a whole bunch of effort into even playing, such as all 3 Xenoblade Chronicle games. And everything I've wanted to play this year, I've played, and there's nothing that's dropping in November or December that interests me. Really, the only games that interest me are coming out next year.
Now ain't this a surprise? That's what you want, huh? You can get the best of me! Think you can take me?
Pickpocketing. Oh, come on. I'm a lord of destruction. How come this isn't working? All that work just for $60. Did I just have like a Zawaldo moment?
I can take it.
Oh well, these guys were punks anyway.
Where I'll kill you.
And the thing is, since I have this set on legendary difficulty, the only person who's going to be doing significant damage is me and other characters that automatically do a bunch of damage, like legendary dragons or mammoths or giants. So tell me how it's possible for me to behead a person with a warhammer. Just thought I'd ask, but how is that possible?
You there, please, you have to help me. I was attacked by a vampire. Do you have a potion or something that can cure this before I turn? Oh, thank the gods. Here, take this with my thanks. I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
Alright, I think I'm gonna go back to my normal voice now.
Because I like my normal voice. I like the way it sounds. And you say game logic? Yeah. And Ozzy, you say having that same problem, all the dungeon crawling ARPG games are on PC instead of console. You would really love to play Lost Ark. And Kitty, you say, how was everyone's Thanksgiving? My Thanksgiving was amazing. Ate some good food, chilled, relaxed. Even more than usual, you know, when I'm not working. But it just felt good to just chill. It felt good to relax. And eat some really good food that tastes even better the second day around. Now, let me say this to everybody concerning this game. It took me looking at one clip from Dracula Untold for me to want to make a brand new vampire character. And seeing as how I can just flat out break the game. And one thing I will say about Skyrim's Special Edition for the PS5, it allows me to break the game even more than the PS4 version. Because you see, let me see. I made a lot of enchanting potions. The PS4 version of Special Edition of Skyrim has a certain threshold that will just cause the game to crash if you try to use a potion that's higher than 5 numbers. Especially if it comes to enchanting, the moment I try to choose an item, my game would normally crash. Well, I've made one that had about 6 or 7 numbers, and the game is running fine. So that means that I could break this game even more with alchemy than I could before. So if I make a vampire character, which I'm very inclined to want to do, then I can make my vampire character even stronger than before.
Gotta have a sharp axe to go. Now ain't this a surprise?
Thanksgiving was wonderful. You and your brother went to your dad's house and stuffed our faces. Ah, ain't nothing like it. Sounds nice. Sounds good. And since my level is so high, more increasingly rare items will start to show up. Oh yeah, Kitty, you had a magnificent spread. A magnificent spread. And one thing I realized when I was leveling myself up, because the last stream I had of me playing this particular file for all of you, I stayed up way more than normal. I will admit, way more than normal. Just to achieve what I have right here. Just to achieve this level of power that I got, I stayed up for a minute. Just so I could get to this level of power and strength, and I still don't have everything. So I'd imagine I would have to go through the same thing if I wanted to make like an all-powerful vampire character. See, it takes longer for characters to die, which will be helpful when you don't want a certain individual to die, but you play on a lower difficulty. Because if you were to play on novice and then vampires attack a town, people would die almost instantaneously. But since I am playing this on legendary, people will take longer to die, allowing me to intervene.
and befuddled, stuck here, stuck! My poor mother, unmoving, at rest, but too still.
And that is everyone's favorite NPC, Cicero.
Ah, bother and befuddled, stuck here, stuck! My poor mother, unmoving, at rest, but too still.
Hey, we ain't gonna bother with Cicero. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna mess with him. We're just going to different places. Killing different things. Simply because we can. Remember getting hit by this guy was almost a death sentence? Remember that? Remember how that went? That's what you get! That's what you get for launching me into the stratosphere! And I take your toes. Okay, Kyushu, what have I done to that armor? Oh, you weren't here for the introduction there, Psycho. What I've done is create an armor that has millions of points in its own armor stat. And my base level regular armor piece, like my chest armor, my chest piece, that has 7 million % faster health regeneration. Meaning, I could get in the middle of a fight, leave for like an hour, and I'll come back and my health would not have gone anywhere. That's just how strong my regeneration is. The moment I get hit, my health just goes right back up. I'm essentially immortal to combat. I'm not going to say immortal to like fall damage, because if I jump from a mountain, even with this armor piece on, I will more than likely die. Like, let's say if I try to jump over here. My health regeneration goes up fast. To the point where my health bar will show up from the damage, but you'll never see the space from where I am actually missing health, simply because my health regeneration is that fast. And my weapon and my hammer here, it's a one-hit kill. It already does like what? It does 48,000. Oh no, it does more than that, because the damage I do, it says I do now. Yeah, 40. Wait, that doesn't make sense. How is it that this mace does 180,718 Oh, wow. So this little iron mace does more damage than my warhammer. But bottom line is, this hammer does more damage than what any NPC in this game can generate health-wise. So it's a one-hit kill for everything. So if it gets hit by it, it dies. I want to name it my Hammer of Obliteration, because that means to utterly destroy. Have those Wolverine healing factors? Yeah, I do. And I kind of want to test it. I kind of want to test it out. Can I survive a jump from a cliff if my health regeneration is almost instantaneous? I want to try that out. I want to go to a very high place and then just jump completely off. Just to see, because I've never tried jumping off of a cliff before with this much high-speed regeneration going on. I've never tried it. But I want to try it out for science. For science! But I gotta get back to the whole magic side of Skyrim. Do I love playing like a mage character in games? Maybe name it MC Hammer? Oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that, because then I'll say, like, this is my main character hammer, but I call it MC Hammer. Because it won't allow that many characters in the name. Haha. Okay, so that looks like a good spot. We jump up there, and then we just jump straight off. Alright, so from... Dang it. Alright, I'm not sliding. So, we want to aim for the bushes. Which is right over there. We want to aim for the bushes. So, I'll quick save. And let's see. And the answer is no. My health regeneration is fast, but not fast enough to keep myself from dying instantly. So at least we learned that today. Health regeneration can be fast, even faster than humanly possible to calculate when you're in the middle of combat. However, jumping off of any high place will render to you more damage than you can physically regenerate from. Gargill! It's good to see you, bro! Just wanted to get that on record as me attempting that again. There's nothing to buy for gaming on Black Friday. Nothing for you and me, mainly, Gajeel. So now you buy meaningless electronics. You don't have to buy. Here's the thing about Black Friday. You don't have to buy anything. You ain't got to buy nothing. Because ever since I left Harris Teeter, I've been more conscientious about the money that I put out. So I really only buy the things I know I'm going to use or I know I'm going to play, and not games that it's all like, this game is dumb, I regret spending the money on it or anything. I'm more conscientious about the things I put money into. You know, but you see this cool thingy and you want it? You must resist. You must resist the pull of wanting to buy shiny. Of wanting to buy pretty, shiny. You must resist. It is temptation. Like, the way I am right now, I have yet to I'm not yet at the level where I can be all like, yeah, I can blow like a couple thousand on this thing or a couple thousand on that thing. I'm not at that stage yet. And even if I got to, well, when I get to that stage, I'm not gonna just buy stuff for the sake of buying it. It's very easy to get into that mindset of all like, I want it, I gotta get it now. Or it's the holiday season and people are buying a whole bunch of stuff, so I guess I gotta buy some stuff as well. It's very easy to get into that mindset. But there ain't nothing wrong with being a little bit frugal. Ain't nothing wrong with being frugal. Well, what do you know? I'm still leveling this, even though it one-shots everything and kind of negates the quicker way for me to actually level up.
Are you prepared to die?
Where?
Now you'll pay. Mercy. Victory is yours. I submit. Now you'll pay.
I wonder, do I have any skill points? I do.
Not impressed.
You know what? I should have made a sword and shield so I could run into people and knock them around. Made the same mistake when you bought Path of Exile. That game was highly overrated for the price paid for it. See, we are now living in an age where we all really need to question the types of games that we're playing. I've already done that. I've already had like a introspective, a little bit of a retrospective for myself concerning games that I like and games I look forward to playing and such. Come up here. I want to see you fight this human.
Can't win this. You won't get the better of me. That the best you can do? I'll kill you if I have to. Damn.
CJ, good to see you. Wow. I honestly thought that the frost troll was going to kill that marauder. That's interesting to me.
I'll have your head. Now you'll pay.
What you doing? No, just lopping off heads and messing around with Skyrim just for a little while. It's not going to be too long, simply because I haven't eaten lunch yet and I want to eat some leftovers. And if I try and go like the 4-hour length that I normally do for streams and such, then it'll be too late. It'll be kind of too late, and then it'll be just me waiting until the last minute to eat. So it's probably just going to be like a 2-hour, maybe 2 or 3 hour stream today. 2 hours and 30 minutes stream day. You know what? You know what? You know what? Hold on. Hold on. Let me check something. Yeah, I didn't have my Wi-Fi turned on from my PS5 because I always go back to using Wi-Fi whenever I'm using Ethernet cable for streaming, because streaming through Wi-Fi tends to have like worse quality than streaming with an Ethernet cable. So what we'll do is we will quick save. You're looking at Warhammer stuff. Gajil, you saw the article I posted earlier. I think it was like earlier this week or earlier last week when Space Marine 2 is actually getting delayed to the second half of 2024, dude. I don't know if you saw it, but I'm just reiterating. You know what I would like, though? I would like more information about Transformers Reactivate, you know? I would very much like information about Transformers Reactivate. Ooh, PS5 plates with cooling vent. Ooh, those look nice. You know what I think it would be fun? If we check out some mods. If we check out some mods, I think that might actually be fun. Because it has been a minute. It has been a minute since I last checked out mods. Ultimate Mage Spell Pack. Includes free spellcasting robes, a hood that eliminates shout cooldown, a spell damage buffing ring, and a necklace that conjures the 3 elemental Atronachs. Changes to telekinesis so that the caster is able to grab NPCs like with the Vampiric Grip spell. I don't know. A new Transformers video game. It's not mobile only, is it? No. CJ, where have you been? CJ, where have you been? Have you not heard about Transformers Reactivate? It's being made by a company called Splash Damage. And it looks like it's going... From what I can gather, from what me and Gajil have been getting information on, it sounds like Warframe meets Transformers. Let me see. Let's see. Adds a chest next to Annis's cabin near Riverwood containing all of my spells and armor. Okay. Let's see. Do not go indoors after casting the spells. Wait for the effects to wear off. You have been warned. I wish I could fix it, and I have tried, but I cannot without Sony removing their no external scripts policy. Sorry, pals. So we got Glacial Tempest, rains down ice spears on the foes. Thunderstorm, spell form of the Call Storm Shout. Meteor Shower, spell form of Alduin's Firebolt Storm Call spell. And Solar Flare, spell from Ariel's bow power. From Ariel's bow power using Sun-Hallowed arrows. All these spells won't affect bystanders or allies until they turn hostile against you. Go ham. And then we got a few custom-made destruction magic that do more than kill. Static Shock, Deep Freeze, Comet Blast, Poison Soak, Twister, Ethereal Conduit, handmade concentration spell that's kind of OP but costs a lot, leaves behind Wall of Storms. And then we got some utility stuff. Elemental Strength and Elemental Weakness, Detect All, Malediction. Resurrect, won't work on characters who are supposed to die. Subjugate, So every affected target will fight for you. This seems interesting. I'm just looking at it. Especially telekinesis, so that I can grab people with the Force, which is something that should have been a thing in Skyrim back then. Just telekinesis is only useful for grabbing objects towards you and leveling up your alteration. Like, you can't use telekinesis in this game to grab a person and then throw them across the room. Because I would have made an entire build out of just using telekinesis. We'll queue that one up. This mod cannot be installed since it depends on files that aren't present. So how? So how am I supposed to use this, then? How am I supposed to use it, then? What do they have? Dragon Master Armory, Corpses of Skyrim. Reasonable spell updates. What is this? Few nice spells and balances some others. Force Push, Holy Light, Holy Nova, Holy Smite. Deal damage mainly to undead, but also smaller amount to living targets, so you can have options for priests or paladins. All new spells are added to vendor lists. Why is it people who make mods in video games are capable of making better stuff than, like, the base game? Speaking of people making better stuff, well, this actually doesn't have anything to do with what I'm about to talk about, anything that's going on here. It's more so the unsurprisement of the current popularity and the current run of Starfield. Because as it stands right now, player numbers are plummeting. Like, hold on, let me see if I can find that article. Let me see if I could find that article, because it was just talking about it. Or was it? I think it was Gajil who sent the link to me. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Starfield could be in trouble as player numbers plummet. Even with commercial and critical success, Bethesda's long-awaited sci-fi RPG is falling quicker than its predecessors. So let me go down to it. Let's see. 3 months later, Starfield is discussed for entirely different reasons. It's gone from a very positive rating on Steam to mostly positive and now mixed. Out of 76,611 user reviews, 69% are positive, and from the most recent reviews, only 51%. On Metacritic, Starfield's user score is currently at 7.0 on Xbox Series S based on 11,000 ratings. PC score is even more worrying at 5.6 from 6,715 ratings. Starfield peaked at 330,723 concurrent players on Steam on August 31st. Pretty good compared to previous Bethesda titles, where Skyrim peaked at 287,000 when it launched. However, that's when early access started. The concurrent player count has gradually declined ever since. It's now at a 24-hour peak of 22,152 players, right below Skyrim, which has 23,000 players. And this is also and Skyrim is also a 7-year-old game. So they should have done better. Did I hear the rumors that in the MCU proper, let me see, Fantastic Four film, they're going to swap out or bait and switch Silver Surfer for Frankie Ray as a female Silver Surfer? Why? Why? First of all, who's Frankie Ray? Frankie Ray. Nova. Not of the Nova Corps, but... She a Herald of Galactus? Yeah, she's a Herald of Galactus. But she already has a name. Nova. Why make her a female Silver Surfer? That's Norrin Rad. It's always been Norrin Rad. Changing the Silver Surfer to be something other than a dude? For what purpose? And you can't say it's like, oh, well, the Nova Corps already exists. So? So? For what purpose? That'd be dumb if it was true. You don't take a well-known character and then give it to another person, even an opposite gender, and then say, like, they're the new Silver Surfer. No, there's only one. There can only be one. We are operating on Highlander rules, everybody. There's only one Silver Surfer, Norrin Rad. See, this is the reason why people don't be wanting to watch MCU stuff, because they be changing stuff for no other reason other than to feel like, you know what? We can improve on what Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Alex Ross, all these other people who created this entire universe, we can do that better. Isn't she Medusa's sister? Hold on, let me see. Relatives. No. Are you thinking of Crystal? Because that's Medusa's sister, I think. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, which ones do I have enabled? Just Magic Reloaded? Yeah, I just got Magic Reloaded. No, I need to find another save file that is outside. We'll load up Fredericks. And then just mess with it from there. But I see no point in them changing. I see no point in them changing the Silver Surfer's origins. I see no point in it.
Need something? Take a look.
They've also race swapped Wonder Man for no reason, and they might do something similar with the Sentry too. Well, Steve Yeun is going to be the Sentry. Steve Yeun.
All right then.
Hold on, where's all this magic at? It should have like a special place where I can just get my hands on all of them all at once. Okay, where is it? Locations, New World of Manantis. Where is all this stuff at? I know you got it hidden somewhere. Okay, it's in Farengar's room. Haha, cheat chest. Using my superior fast fingers! Alright. We have tons and tons of magic. Enhance speed. Run faster for 15 seconds.
One of the new servants? Remember that I like my rare.
The Jarl has appointed me to be your house, Carl. It's an honor to serve you.
Follow me. I need your help.
Lead the way.
We're going to test out some magic. I forgot to see if there was a chest to make it so that I could have infinite casting costs as well. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't know about the MCU. They're doing a whole bunch of stuff right now. It's like, why can't you just make it... Why can't you just make the MCU like how it is in the comics? Will it take time? Yes. Can you adapt some things? Yes. But don't change stuff just because you want to either win brownie points with some people or because you're lazy. Because there's no other reason why you would change Silver Surfer's origins. Rumored, and mind you, this is rumored, so we don't know. But there's no reason to change Silver Surfer's origins. Because they didn't explain the Nova Corps. The Nova Corps just exists. And if they don't bother explaining the Nova Corps at all, then it means that they're not that big on trying to get every minute detail down. And they can't say like, we want them to be well established in the universe. Everything to have an origin or whatever.
That the best you can do?
All right, let's see if we can get some destruction magic up in here.
Die already, so I can take your stuff. You'll be so much easier to roll when you're dead. Die now, huh? Tell you what, you start running, stab you in the back. True Nord.
Divine. MCU films are poor prophets and apologists for the comics compared to anime, to manga, and the like, which is why people like manga and anime more than American comics right now. Because when it comes to manga, they're not trying to please a certain demographic or whatever. They're just making stuff that they know people will like, but they're not catering to a certain group of people. Because mangakas are just out there creating their stories. And if an ever-growing amount of people start to like it, then sure, that's fine, but that doesn't take away from how a mangaka does their story. They don't care about what politically is going on. They don't care about any of that because it doesn't have anything to do with the story that they're writing. They can make references and stuff like that whenever they want to, but the thing about them is they don't do it in a pandering way that is trying to beat over your head like, this exists in a society and we need to bring attention to it, and if you are not capable of getting it, then we're just going to make you. And those same individuals will be all like, in America will be all like, if you don't agree with what this book is saying, you're not an ally. We can't count on you for anything, and you should be canceled. That's an American thing. And this country is incredibly stupid because of that type of mentality. If you don't like what I like, then I'm gonna make sure that no one likes you because you don't like this one particular thing. Or if I don't like something, then I expect you to agree with me, see my point of view, and then join my side. Not have an opposing ideal or have an opposing opinion. Because if you have an opposing opinion, I mean, that's, to a lot of people nowadays, especially on the internet, it's akin to saying like, yeah, I gotta be very careful how I say this. You having an opposing opinion to someone on the internet nowadays is akin to you threatening their lives. They come at you, a lot of people come at you full force, say you're stupid or whatever. They feel like you physically harmed one of their dear family members. Like you physically harmed their mother or something of that nature. People get so up in arms here in America simply because opinions do not match their own, that it's actually comical to see these individuals get up on the internet, grandstand about how everything they're saying is right. They lack the mentality to be able to see that there's differences with people, and they just go off. And then the tricky thing, and the thing, not even tricky, the thing about these individuals is that they never have a legit reason to be angry. They tend to have excuses for why their anger is justified, but it doesn't make sense when you look at it from outside the box. Like, for example, I see people talking about Kill the Justice League all the time. New people popping up here and there about like how, it's online only. I wish they fix it. And people can talk about it all the time. I see it because new people join up inside the SS Discord all the time. And it's like, we get it. We understand. Or people who just pop in to be trolls saying like, just a daily reminder that this game is dead and Rocksteady fell off. I see that from this one very misguided individual over there. And I'm like, there's nothing to base that off of, obviously, because there's no way of saying that Rocksteady fell off when all of their games are solid. Even Arkham Knight, which a lot of people weren't too big of a fan of, but still acknowledge. But people will get out there and then just claim they are so narcissistic to the point where they say, I don't like this thing, so it sucks. And I'm gonna get and what really gets me is I don't understand the common sense of always being in an environment that you cannot stand just to complain. If I don't like something, I'm not gonna interact with it. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not gonna keep talking about how bad it is. Especially if I have no intention of messing with it. Sure, I harp on Starfield, but Starfield as a whole is made from a company that is known to really not evolve their gameplay and stuff. So I bring it up from time to time. But I'm not a fan of Starfield. But y'all don't hear me bring it up all the time. I only bring it up when it's relevant. But there are individuals out there who go out of their way to say how much they hate something and still be in the same environment in which they hate for no other reason than to just let everyone know how much they hate that one thing. And that just seems kind of counterproductive. I don't know. But to me, it feels like if you don't like something, common sense would tell you that maybe it's probably best for my mental health and my own well-being that I don't be in an environment that I don't like. But that's just me. Wouldn't it make more sense not to put yourself in a place that you cannot stand simply because you know you don't like it, unless you're doing it for attention? Or you like how all eyes are on you, or people acknowledging that you hate something. Showing up every day just to hate? That's gotta be boring, right? Showing up to a place telling people you don't like this one thing. People telling you if you don't like it, you can leave, but you stick around for no other reason than to just continuously complain, as if you're going to convince the devs that, hey, if I make them feel bad about themselves more than enough, then they won't release the game, or they'll get offended. I mean, what type of 15-year-old thinks that way? And yes, I'm calling this individual a 15-year-old with no common sense, because you gotta be a child to think this way. I'm just saying. We live in a world where people who don't like stuff will immerse themselves in what they don't like just to have something to talk about. And that seems to be the most mind-numbing thing to me. For people to say they don't like something, but still entertain it for no other reason than to have something to hate. That just seems stupid to me, you know? It just seems ridiculous that you would dedicate your time to something you don't like for no logical reasoning other than I'm bored, I'm just going to complain about this thing I don't like every single day, instead of finding something you do like and focusing on that. Your days could be so much better if you did stuff that you liked rather than entertain what you didn't. It'd be better for the other people around you too, because pretty sure people will get tired of you constantly complaining about something you yourself put yourself into. I'm just saying, we live in an age, especially here in America, where people will do stupid stuff because they're too lazy to change. I'm just saying, if you don't like something, go find something you do like and move on to that. Because complaining about something you don't like over and over and over and over and over again, you come off as a broken record. And people tend to turn broken records off because, you know, we think something's wrong with it and we kind of want to fix it so that it can stop doing that, you know. People like that are just starving for attention just so he can hear someone say their names. I mean, people are like that everywhere, Ozzy. Not just on the internet, but just, well, it's mainly on the internet because people hide behind their keyboards and think that, oh, I'm behind a keyboard and a username and this weird abstract profile pic. I can say whatever I want and there will be no accountability. Trolls and snipers, what you call anyone who makes random comments and insults without discussion or accountability, are the worst. See, here's the thing. I don't mind getting into discussion with an individual. Just make sure that the discussion makes sense, you stay on topic, and you don't just say like, well, I hate how this story fell off because I wouldn't have done that. Like, I get some people sometimes that say they don't like certain series that I read, or say like, this is dumb or this is stupid. But the reasons they give for it tend to be nonsensical. And they tend to be nonsensical and without... Dang it, I need unlimited magic. I need unlimited magic in order to use some of this magic stuff. Like, if you don't like something, sure, you can say you're not a fan. You can criticize it all you want, but you're not going to gain anything if that's the only thing you ever talk about, because everyone's only going to think you're just complaining over and over and over and over again, and it's not going to lead to the conclusion that you think. People can say they don't like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League all they want, saying that it's going to be the death of Rocksteady, or saying that Rocksteady fell off by making a brand new game. But, I mean, for starters, we the players are not Rocksteady. We don't have any say in what they do. I'm not saying you should just lie down and take everything, because I understand the discourse towards the whole online only thing, and I really feel like they're going to fix that. But if all you ever talk about is just the same old stuff because you can't find anything else to complain about, stands to reason like this goes far beyond just what Rocksteady is doing with Kill the Justice League. It seems like you may have a personal problem that you haven't quite worked out yourself, and you may need to take some time to, you know, mess with it from time to time, try and get it right, figure it out, you know. Look inward. Find out what's ruining your synergy, dude. Like, your whole mellow is just off. Your energy is just off, man. I can't understand why you would dedicate all your time to hating on something that you don't like at all, man. That's just gonna harsh your mellow. And that is what you call cowardly? Oh yeah, there's tons of people. There's tons of cowardly people online that think that they're just permanently safe simply because they're in their home, you never see their faces or anything of that nature. I'm trying to find a good one. I'm trying to find a real good magic to use. Oh snap, is Lydia dead? Yeah, Lydia's dead. Can I bring her back? Can I resurrect her? Is there magic for that? No! There's no magic to bring back the dead! And I am not going the Full Metal Alchemist route. Nope. Lydia gone. I wonder if they're ever going to work on Fallout 4 being put to the PS5. Because that's a game I haven't played in forever. Because since they already got Starfield out, they can focus on other things. I know they also said that they're going to be focusing on... They're going to be working on Elder Scrolls 6, which, you know... Given how Elder Scrolls 6 is years away from releasing... You would think that maybe they shouldn't have tried to show off or announce that they're working on Elder Scrolls 6 if development is just now starting this year. Does that spell automatically lock on the target and surround them with lightning, or is it so fast it's impossible to see striking the person? Does that question make sense? It actually does make sense. I feel like the blast is like one big... I feel like the blast is just one big massive lightning strike that comes out of your hands. Bigger than normal, of course. But it also has the effect of having like an AoE at the impact, which base lightning does not have. That's another reason why you can admire anyone who does any kind of public speaking or debate. They often deal with random people just hurling random insults and vitriol then running away instead of talking things out properly. See, if things could be talked out normally, this country would be in a much better state. But no, people don't want to talk things out because there's only, I said what I said, you said what you said, but I'm right, and that just causes more hate to form. That just causes more discourse amongst pretty much everybody. Okay, I did.
And there it is, friends. The ugly truth. Are the children of man. Talos is manifest you.
Someone do something!
You can't win this.
Ow.
There it is, friends. The ugly truth. We are the children of man. Talos is the true.
Now I'm just
God
thinking
man,
of...
ascended from flesh to rule the realm of spirit.
Now I'm just thinking of what else could I do with Skyrim. Maybe this doesn't need to be just like a solely Skyrim stream. Because we're at 1 hour and 25 minutes. So maybe I can do something, play something else. What just happened? I tried to set the town crier on fire. And I immediately got shot by a guard. Because the difficulty is still set to legendary. And the character I'm playing is a fresh character I made several months ago that is not overpowered like my Hammer Time character is. So let me see. What do I got? I wonder. What can I mess with that'll be fun to mess with all of you? Ooh. Okay, so recently a Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm game came out. I think it's called Ultimate Ninja. I think it's Naruto and Boruto Ninja Connections, or Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. It has recently come under fire because it is being passed around not just by players, but also the very same English dub voice actors who've helped out with the game. They've recently said that there are moments where the lines feel like they have been AI generated. And Mel Flanagan, the voice of the English dub voice of Naruto, she has come out to say there is no way I did the voice of Naruto that specific way. Then you have the voice actor for Conan, who says like, now you'll experience the power of God, but it sounds like it was AI spliced together versus how it sounded in Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 here. And the whole game has come under fire because there's assumptions that maybe AI was used with certain lines, or whoever was sound mixing did an incredibly poor job, because you have the English dub voice of Kawaki who said a certain line that he said, there's no way I would ever say a line like that. So something's going on. So Storm Connections, not only did it get like a relatively low score in terms of reviews, because I mean, it's essentially nothing new for the Storm series. It's nothing new. It's nothing new, and yet they charge like full price for it, saying like, well, we added some new stages, some new characters, and a new storyline, but it's literally just the same game. It's not anything monumental. It's not anything to write home about, which just makes you wonder, we are now at a point where the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series is being done like Call of Duty at this point. In terms of fighting games, it has had so many revisions, so many variations, each one becoming less and less unique. I think everything after Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 is bottom tier for Naruto games. Everything after Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 is just bottom of the barrel for Naruto. And it really just put it on this air of, well, we can just keep making anime games into fighting games. Because you got My Heroes 1's Justice 2. And it's alright, but that ain't nothing to write home about too. And then you get Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash, which is made from the people who did My Heroes 1's Justice 2. And it's essentially the same exact game, except it's the same exact game, except the setting is from MHA to Jujutsu Kaisen. And this is something that me and Gajeel has spoken about multiple times. For anyone who has seen Grand Blue Fantasy, you know what? You know what? Hold up. Hold up. We about to do something different today. We about to do something different. I'm about to show y'all. I'm about to show y'all Grand Blue Fantasy. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, we doing this live. We doing this live. All right. Okay, my face is in here now. All right, I'm turning off my capture. I'm turning off my capture. This is now for something completely different. Let me pull up the window. I'm going to set this up the way I normally set up stuff. Hold on. All right, my voice should be normal since you guys can see me now. Now, we're going to do something different. We're going to do something different because I talk about these types of games all the time. But I'm pretty sure some of you have not seen these types of games that I tend to talk about. So let me just get this all nice and big. Let me go ahead and get the chat in there as well. No, we're doing this live. I'm done playing games. I actually want to talk to you guys. I actually want to talk to you guys. Let me just deactivate the HDCP over there. No, we're doing this live. We are doing this live. This might be the first time I've ever gone from playing a game to you guys seeing me and we're going to check out something. I actually want to do more of these types of streams where I'm just sitting down with you guys and we're watching videos, we're commenting on them because that's within fair use. Do the people's eyebrow. But I want to be able to do more streams like this where I'm with you guys, we're reacting to different things live. I know you see a whole bunch of people do it all the time, but I figured, you know what? Maybe I can make it work for me too. Because, you know, it's always fun to look at random stuff on the internet and then just talk about it. So let me just copy this down. And Godjill, if you're still here, you and me, we are still going to talk. We're still going to talk about Suicide Squad. Part of me wanted to do like a live stream where me and Godjill talk about the game or whatever, but him and we can just discuss that on our own time. All right, let me make sure that chat doesn't intrude on the video too much. It kind of does, so let me reduce the size. All right, filters. Chroma key. All right, there you go. You guys can see a lot more of what's on the side there. All right, so let me get the camera. Let me pull that down. And let me get the volume for the desktop up. Let me mute myself so that it doesn't come back through. Exit out of all this extra. All right. We should be good to go on all fronts. So, this is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. This is the game that me and Gajil have been looking forward to for a very long time. And let me actually go down here. So you guys can see what me and him are looking forward to. And this game comes out the day before Suicide Squad. Let me get my headphones. You guys can hear, right? Let me make sure. Oh! I forgot to I forgot to even unmute the desktop audio. My apologies. Sorry about that. I'm going to do the same thing next week because there's going to be the Dragon's Dogma 2 showcase. Apologies, I forgot to turn the volume up. My bad. Sorry.
2人でリリンクについて紹介していければと思います。
皆さんはじめまして。グランブルーファンタジーリリンク開発ディレクターの梶と申します。ついに発売日が決まりました本作について見どころとなる部分などをたっぷりとご紹介できればと思っておりますのでよろしくお願いします。
前半は僕福原の方からゲーム全体の概要について、後半は梶よりゲームシステムの細かな紹介や魅力などについてお伝えしていきたいと思います。
See, the
グラ
elements
ン
in
ブルー
this
ファンタジー
game
リリンクのゲームジャンルは
is
アクショ
the
ン
kind of elements
RPG と
that
な
I
りま
look
す。
for. I gotta change the name of the
シングル
stream.
プレイでじっくり楽しめるメインストーリーのほか、4人マルチプレイで共闘が可能な100種を超えるクエストなどのコンテンツがお楽しみいただけます。物語は主人公たちが広大な空の世界の一角、ゼーガグランデ空域にたどり着くところから始まります。
There we go.
島々を守護する聖少獣との対抗や暗躍する謎の組織アビア教団の出現など、さまざまな出会いと出来事を重ねながら空域全体を巻き込むゼーガグランデ空域にたどり着くところから始まります。島々を守護する聖少獣との対抗や暗躍する謎の組織アビア教団の出現など、さまざまな出会いと出来事を重ねながら空域全体を巻き込む大いなる運命に挑んでいくこととなるというグランブルーファンタジーリリンク独自のオリジナルストーリーが展開されます。原作のグラブルはプレイしたことがないけど という方でも十分に楽しんでいただける内容になっていますので、ぜひプレイしてみていただきたいと思っています。
私の力を使ってください。
ルリア B のほか、原作グランブルーファンタジーよりこれらのキャラクターが登場し、その全てがプレイヤブルとして操作可能。それぞれが個性的なバトルアクションのシステムを有しており、キャラクターの数だけ異なるアクション体験が楽しめるというところが本作の最大の特徴となっております。ちなみに登場キャラクターはこれまで公開しているもの以外にももう少し存在します。今回はここで初公開となるキャラクターをご紹介しましょう。
Alright, so the upcoming character they're about to show is...
古今独歩の大剣豪
Presenting the master of the Eternal Rage style Gandagoza。
バトルスタイルはやはり真剣勝負。己の肉体を使いあらゆる敵をなぎ倒します。特殊技は聖剣好き。コンボを継続させることで古今無双流レベルが上昇していき、レベルが高いほど高威力の聖剣好きを繰り出すことができます。最大レベルで放つ聖剣好きは単発でボスの HP を数割減らすほどの威力になることも。使いこなすには少し慣れが必要ですが、ロマンだらけの性能は好きな人にはたまらないキャラクターに仕上がっています。ちなみに未公開のプレイヤブルキャラクターはまだおりまして、今後また別のタイミングでご紹介いたします。
See, that's the character I'm looking forward to playing. Just from the overall feel of his gameplay. He reminds me so much of Garp. Just like, I ain't gonna use no swords, I ain't gonna use no magic. I'm just going to beat you to death with my fists.
ある事件をきっかけに主人公たちの旅のサポートをしてくれる協力者です。
Let me actually fast forward, because it's not going to be like a whole real big thing about me going through every single element of it, because that's not what this is. I just wanted to show you guys what I think anime games should lean towards more, rather than just resorting to the same old arena fighters and whatnot. Because we see this way too often. We got it with so many different games that could have like a very good Muso element to them, or an action RPG element to them, but a lot of these different properties have this whole, we need to turn this into a fighting game because we can't imagine trying to make anything else with it. And we would have a Bleach RPG game if you had people think outside of like, let's just turn it into a fighting game. The last time we had something different for Bleach gaming-wise was Bleach Soul Resurrection. This was the last time Bleach tried to do something different for their games, and they never attempted to do anything like this since. This is the closest we can get to a Muso Bleach game, even though it technically doesn't count because it leans more into the arcadey elements rather than the whole thing that makes up a Muso game. This is the last time they made a Bleach game that was different from fighting all the time. And the only other game to go and do something more, but they kind of turned it into a gacha, was Bleach Brave Souls, which is on mobile and consoles. But this is the type of let's think outside the fighting arena or fighting game box that more anime games need to be going down the path of. They need to be looking at Grand Blue. They need to be looking at Devil May Cry. They need to be looking at all these different RPGs and say, hey, let's turn Bleach into an action RPG where you play as a Shinigami or your favorite characters. Or let's turn it into a Muso. Relive your favorite moments throughout Bleach. Play as all these super powerful captains, or Ronkar, or Espada, or Sternritas, or Zavandenreich, and just go off and fight entire armies. Let's make a My Hero Academia action RPG, where we're playing as our favorite characters, Midoriya, Bakugo, Uraraka, Ida, maybe even All Might. Have a villains mode where you're playing as Shigaraki, or All for One, Dabi, and Himiko Toga. All these individuals, and play through, like I said, your favorite moments in the story, or, you know, doing different missions and stuff like that. If you're playing as a villain, just cause destruction or stuff like that. I'm just spitballing ideas here. One Piece has already shown that you can make a successful anime series that is not fighting game based. Their most recent fighting game they've done was Burning Blood, and they haven't made Burning Blood 2, which a lot of people want. But they've already have an example. 4 examples of one particular series that goes against the grain actually being successful, and that's the Pirate Warrior series. We are recently now getting gameplay images of Uta, which is going to be who's going to be in the next pack for Pirate Warriors 4. Uta, rumored Shanks, and Kobe, who are going to be with the next upcoming pack for Pirate Warriors 4. So that's already an example of, like, yeah, we can still do some stuff with this. And then after that pack, we're getting Roger, Garp, and Rayleigh, which is, you know, the pack I'm really waiting on. But there's so many examples. There's so many examples of what anime games as a whole can be doing right now, instead of just making another Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm game, or another, or even a battle royale, which is what the My Hero Academia games have done right now. They've done like Ultimate My Hero Academia Ultra Rumble, and I haven't really looked into that too much. Let me see. Let me just look it up. Like, what is the deal? What is the deal with My Hero Academia Ultra Rumble? Because I heard that it's got like gacha in it as well. Hold on. Yeah, it's got gacha pulls in it. A battle royale that has gacha pulls. Like, how does it work? How does it work? This is something that I actually want to know. How does it work?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're having a very blessed and
Oh,
wonderful
King
day.
Greek. I know this guy because he's in the same Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League server as I am. I want to see just what like the gacha system looks like in the game.
Strong look at other gacha.
Okay, so let me see here.
Because the one that we have now is jank. It's absolute jank. And those games also have options to pay. You got.
All right, so here we go. So we got hero crystals and stuff that go up increasing degrees all the way up to your standard $100 for them. Then you got hero souls, character tickets. Like, but what does the gacha system look like? I want to see what it looks like. Which item would you like to exchange points for? Yorozu, Aizawa, and Kirishima. No, I'm trying to find the store. I'm trying to find the store. Roll tickets, that's what it's called. My Hero Ultra Rumble also has a gacha game in which players can roll by using their roll tickets obtained through missions, shops, mainly shops. Let's see, obtained by spending hero souls, in-game currency in the shop. There's just way too many things in Rumble that just scream like, oh, so you decided to make an anime game that is more so meant to look good to the eye, but to encourage people to get those characters because it's a gacha. It's definitely a gacha, but it's a battle royale gacha. And what makes it worse is that it's a gacha of a series people like. let's get the characters that everyone likes, but put them behind a 0.6 or 0.5% chance of pulling them. And they're going to need multiple pulls in order to get this character. We don't need games like this. We do not need games like this that are made to encourage, you know, microtransaction purposes over being just a good game. People can make those purchases if they want to, but at least make it so that the game is good enough that you would actually want to. Don't just be putting stuff in the game just because you know there's going to be some person out there that's all like, oh, Endeavor's in the game? I gotta get him. I gotta spend all these tickets and I'm gonna get him. And then you find out that you're going to need to get Endeavor 7 more times in order to max out his skills and stuff like that. That's how they get you. They get you with the character that you want. And once you get it and see that he's going to need multiple upgrades for him to be like the strongest version of Endeavor, it's all like, we got him in the door. Let's see if he sticks around. Maybe try and pull for characters once again. See, this is the reason why I can't get into like trying to do gachas anymore or playing gachas. I know I had Genshin up on my screen because I only wanted to play the main story stuff, but it's like I'm in a relationship with Genshin where I boot it up, I walk around, see if I can get some free stuff in the inbox, and then I turn it off, and then I uninstall it for like a month or two. And then I repeat the process because you know that stuff builds up. And it's just a never-ending cycle. But my entire my whole mindset for gacha games has just completely eroded to the point where I don't feel the pull to want to get pulls in any gacha game. I'll mess with gachas, but only just to play the missions and stuff. That's it. And that's only if it's good. So I come back to this, where we get stuff like from My Hero Ultra Rumble.
Peggy 12.
And if we just check this out real quick, we gonna check this out real quick.
All right, I'll show you my hell flame. Another scorcher. Perfect weather. I will incinerate you! Blast! There'll be nothing left of you! Scorching hellfire! I'll become stronger than anyone!
New mode, 2-player team battle.
Let's do this logically.
Okay!
A new mode in which all 12 teams clash in attack team formation.
Push through! Leave it to me! This is the end!
I'll cover you!
What a fun game!
Let's play!
New costumes.
How are you? All I've got! I mustn't show any weakness.
Bring it on!
That'll do.
There's no escape!
I'll handle this.
What are you looking at? You're trash!
All tied up.
I can transform.
Thank you very much.
Face your sins!
I've got your back! I'll save you!
No holding back. I'll show you how a real hero fights. Observe my actions carefully. My Hero Ultra Rumble.
I honestly feel like if this was turned into like an action RPG or a Musou game, it would have been great. Because all you have to worry about is making sure all these characters feel possible. Because when you create battle royales, you nerf characters you know can mess up everybody else for the sake of the gameplay style and everything else. I would have loved for a My Hero game to be like One Piece Pirate Warriors or like the upcoming Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I know I skipped away from it, but just looking at the gameplay of it, where it's PvE focused, there's so many better things you could do that's PvE focused. Like there's an emphasis on you wanting to become stronger. Like that girl, she's gonna be my main. Her name is Narmaya, but there's so many things you can do for a game in PvE that PvP just won't allow you to do. With PvP, everybody's balanced. No one feels more powerful than the other, and if they do feel more powerful than the other, then it's only a matter of time before they get nerfed into the ground, because you got to keep everybody on equal playing field. Well, what if I don't want to play a game where All Might is on the same level as Uraraka in terms of strength? Sure, they may have like slight advantages over each other, but at the end of the day, All Might, who should be wiping the floor with every single person who runs into that arena, probably isn't. I'm sure people have found a way to, figure out how to play as All Might, and it's no trouble at all, and they can win all the matches that they want. But I'm pretty sure that there's sometimes when they don't win as All Might. I want a game where if I'm playing All Might, it's just a matter of time before I body every single enemy. Not other players, but like entire armies of supervillains or goons or thugs or whatever. I want that type of game. So this also leads me to bring up Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash, which when that game got announced, and Gajil really does like to bring it up to me, bring it up from time to time, how they keep making videos for Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash. Honestly, for the very first game for Jujutsu Kaisen to get the very first game for Jujutsu Kaisen to get, honestly, this could have been something more than just another fighter. And I say this all the time. I honestly feel like when anime games create fighting games, when animes create fighting games instead of RPGs or musos or literally anything else other than a fighting game, I feel like they are nerfing the potential for the IP, especially in terms of, like entertaining people. Because you got Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles, but you've played that type of game before. If you've played the Naruto series, same people made that. But if you played My Heroes One's Justice or One's Justice 2, then you are not going to get anything all that new for Cursed Clash, since it's made the same way as those games. It's just in a Jujutsu Kaisen setting. So, if I play this,
unfortunately, I'm going to have to go into overtime. Let's fight like we mean it. It's over. You cannot get away. I won't miss. You're wide open. I'll settle this. Well, it's about time. Time to head home.
When it comes to this, I can understand them wanting to make a fighting game, but the fact that this is what a lot of animes default to for their games, it should be so much grander.
Let's fight from a distance. Here goes an Awakens move. Domain expansion. Self-embodiment of perfection. This inspiration for murder, it just keeps flowing!
We'll show the power of brothers. Come what may, we'll win.
Gonna get ya!
Let's combine our strength. Ketchizu!
Okie doke!
Close in! A victory for we brothers.
None-a-me!
Take yourself a little more seriously, would you?
Let's go, Jogo!
Burn up! As expected. So good.
How interesting.
Like, imagine if we got a Jujutsu Kaisen ARPG where we're playing as Yuji, Megumi, Nobara, or even Gojo, and we're taking on missions to exorcise curses all over Japan. You get like a whole skill tree where you're leveling up everyone's curse techniques, Yuji's abilities. You're playing as Gojo. It's essentially like, oh, okay, so we're playing in Gojo's you could even call it limitless mode, where you're playing as Gojo and you get to unlock like his Jujutsu Kaisen Zero look, his year when he was in high school. You could fight other curse sorcerers or whatever. And I know I'm just making like a basic level ideas for an ARPG for Jujutsu Kaisen. The same can be applied to a Muso game as well, because there's an insurmountable amount of different types of curse spear designs for Jujutsu Kaisen that can work as your fodder. You can get special grade curses who can be your captains or your bosses. And then, of course, you can get like the big name curses like Dagon or Jogo or Maito or even Kenjaku to be your adversaries as like the big boss characters. And then you can have like moments of daily life. You're in school, you're learning how to improve your curse techniques. You get to unlock all these different characters. Improving your curse techniques gives you like you could have, like I said, skill trees and stuff to make your curse techniques better. For Megumi, you can unlock all of his like 10 shadows. Over time, he gets more and more powerful ones until you get to Maharaga at the top. Or if you're playing as Yuji, you can unlock the skills to, you know, like trigger Sukuna at certain points, and then Sukuna has his own set of skills that you can unlock as you level up Yuji, like improved curse technique output, or like the different abilities that he's shown throughout the series, like increased health regeneration because of his own basic ability for reverse curse technique. All these different things, there's different ideas. Gojo, you can improve on his Limitless. You can unlock blue. You can unlock red. You can unlock hollow purple. You can unlock his basically Limitless mode where he can take his like I was about to say eye bandages, but his blindfold off, and then he's, you know, operating on 120% power, and he's much faster. He's far more powerful. All of his techniques operate with Black Flash. There's just so many ideas that I got for different animes and different types of games that don't involve them being turned into fighting games all the time. Like, for instance, let me see. Like, let me pull this one up.
無料空所でわしらと人間を皆殺し。マジ？領域展開。無料空所。
Like here, Gojo just straight up uses Infinite Void, and then he's just running through a crowd, killing 1,000 transfigured humans. You can't tell me you can't turn that into a video game of some kind. You can't tell me that wouldn't be cool to do. Playing as Gojo and you're just killing thousands of cursed spirits by yourself. You can't tell me it's not possible. You can't tell me that it wouldn't be cool. And this is the recent trailer for Uta in Pirate Warriors. And it was very short. It's a very short trailer. And Uta is also coming with like a music pack from Film Red as well. So there's that. Let me see. She's a technique type that can turn into a sky type. And all of her attacks are just based off of music. So I'm looking at all this stuff. And I'm just wondering, how come other animes are not taking advantage of this? You mean to tell me that y'all would just rather make a fighting game than give us like a real big massive Bleach game where we're fighting hollows, going on missions into the world of the living, fighting a Espada or a Rancor, or fighting in the war with the Vandenreich, or maybe taking a view from the villains and playing as the villains? Imagine a game where you could play as Yua, and you get to have all his power. Not only just him, but all of the Stern Ritters that have a letter attached to their name. Just imagine being able to play as them. There's so much potential. that I feel is being wasted. And let me see if I can find the specific clips. I think it was like an older. Here it is. So, by leveling up your crew member, and this is going back to Grand Blue, this is the example I want. This game is the example I want other games to follow. So let me just go back here so we can go into more details. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be messing with Gandagosa. Alright, right here. By leveling up your crew members, you'll be able to unlock each of their individual masteries, which is the name of the upgrade system found in Relink. And every character has their own extensive skill tree, which means that even the characters that I'm going to be maining and focusing on, there will be a lot of time spent with them, just me unlocking all of their skills. And it's a pretty big tree, because what we see here is what they've only unlocked 21% of it, and the list just continues to go downwards. Unlocking mastery nodes increases specific stats and opens up new skills and combat actions. It's also possible to some degree to focus on certain upgrade routes to prioritize specific stat growth. So there's like what I'm seeing here, this is exactly what I want from more anime games. I want My Hero to do something like this. I want One Punch Man to attempt to do something like this. I want Jujutsu Kaisen or Bleach to do something like this, because this is what can keep people coming back for a long time. And mind you, this is just a skill system, but further up, the abilities to unlock these different special skills for your characters, which can then also be upgraded. So there's something for that. Every character gets their own unique weapons, which can be leveled up and increased in rarity. Leveled up, and you can get more varying degrees of gear for them as time goes on to add on to your... This is what I love about video games. These types of games are the ones I will spend full price for. Not fighting games. No disrespect to anybody who loves fighting games, but these games, RPGs, games that have high levels of replayability. This game is going to be dropping at launch with a ton of content already in it. There's over 100 different quests and missions that you can do in this game, and that's just basic level. They'll be adding more. They're already going to be adding more characters. So this game is already going to be dropping packed with things to do. These are the types of games that I like to play. And I got Xenoblade Chronicles. I still got to play through that. Those types of games I like playing. Ones with like heavy RPG elements to them, big old skill trees that I can work on over time to make my characters more powerful over time, me finding gear to make my builds even stronger, and me building up like my characters to be these powerhouses, and I know that's just like pretty much like what I said beforehand, but games like Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Xenoblade Chronicles, there's a certain I want to say Power Warriors 4 to a degree, because it has its own skill trees, and we're still getting 2 more additional skill trees to add on top of our already overwhelming power for that game. Games that do that, those games get my money. Those games get played on the channel because I love those games. Games that are not just simply one-off and then I never touch them again. Though there are some good examples of one-off games that are very fun that I wish they had some more stuff to it, like RoboCop. I really wish that RoboCop had like a new game plus so I can max out all of his skills and stuff like that. I would very much like for RoboCop Rogue City to get a new game plus, because that game is good. But games that have a high level of replayability, those are the types of games that I love to play. And I know this is probably going to be odd for a lot of people who show up in here in the stream and they see that my thumbnail is related to Skyrim, but they see me talking. And you can tweak your characters with a variety of traits by equipping weapons or accessories called sigils. Some will simply boost your attack or HP, while others provide more specialized effects. So that's where the whole concept of builds come to mind. So these are the games I can mess with. I love it because it makes me think more than just shoot this enemy, kill this enemy, and then that's it. Doom Eternal is the only exception to that whole shoot this enemy, kill this enemy type deal. Because at least I still got to think on a certain degree when it comes to puzzles and stuff, like always moving, be careful here, be careful there. Like, there's a little bit more complexity to Doom Eternal than just simply shooting demons all the time. But games that make me want to think more than just simply hit a button and this thing happens, I move on to the next encounter, and then I do that for several hours, and then I turn the game off. I'd rather a game make me think more strategically about what I do in an RPG setting. What I get in like Final Fantasy 16 and this game and other games I've played that have like a nice chunky RPG element to them, those are the games that I would love to play. I love those types of games. That's usually why I got to get back into playing Xenoblade Chronicles. Can't guarantee I'm going to play Xenoblade Chronicles on the channel because those games are long, and there's no guarantee that I will be done with all 3 games before we get to February next year. I don't know. We'll have to see, but I am probably not going to play it on the channel because they're just all long games. But games like this is what I want more from anime as a whole.
撃力や HP といったパラメーターをブーストしたり、ジャスト回避時に追加の
like boosting your stats after a perfect dodge or increasing your attack power based on missing health. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a bunch of people and there are tons of builds that are across hundreds of different games where people make builds that emphasize having low health in order to do maximum damage. You see it in Elden Ring, you see it in Dark Souls, you see it in so many games where it's like, we will give you more power if your health is low. There are hundreds of builds like that. So the variety of different things that you can do in a game to personalize your playstyle, that is what I like. That is what I look for. And more anime games should do that.
バフ効果を得られるようになったり、HP が減少するほど攻撃力が上昇する
I
能
wish I
力
could
を得た
understand
り、
Japanese so I could
か
see
なり
what all
幅
these
広い
things
カスタマイズ
mean.
が
There's a lot to
実
experiment
現できる
with.
かと思います。自分のプレイスタイルに
Every character is yours to mold as you see fit. See, when a dev says that about their game, every character is free to mold as you see fit. Not like, certain skills are going to be slightly different than another character's, but it'll still be your playstyle. Then it won't be. Like, I love it when Dev says, like, we are giving you all these options. You get to pick how this character behaves this way. I love that because it means that the build that I make for my character will be tailored to me because I built it. It's not like, oh, it's just a universal build that everyone's using because it's effective, because that's just like, that's too easy. It's too easy. Like, the builds I have on Elden Ring are based on builds that I want to have for my characters. I haven't made a build based off of another person's build. I've made builds that appeal to me and work best for me. So games that give you the option to, you know, tailor them to your unique play style, your taste and everything, those are some of the best games to play because you feel more, it feels more personal and you want to spend more time in it to refine it, to make it better. That's what I like.
合わせ、自分好みにキャラクターを成長させていきましょう。武器は鍛冶屋
Weapons can be upgraded at the blacksmith. Y'all know I'm a sucker for upgrades and weapon upgrades, skill trees and character upgrades and stuff. Y'all know I'm a sucker for that. So when this game says, like, yeah, we're not only going to give you characters that you can level up on your own and tailor to your specific tastes and everything, but... Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, has chat not updated? Have I been missing what you guys have been saying in chat? Wow, I have been missing. Wow, so chat did not update on my phone. and I've just been talking, and I haven't seen. I've just been talking, and I haven't been saying what you guys have been saying. Let me see. Yeah, the last thing my chat said on my phone was like, if you smell what the Q is cooking, and that was it. A random question: did anyone else here read or show or know about the recent Superman vs. Godzilla fight in the comics? Does that mean that Goku would have the same result according to Death Battle? Let me see. More than just one or two genres of games. Concerning the whole Godzilla vs. Superman or Goku, that some versions of Big G can beat either of them. Same for many versions of Supes and Goku. His show Grand Blue. I know. Would love to play that old man from Thousand Year Blood War. Genryusai? Yamamoto? But yes, weapons can be... Yeah, I would love to play as Yamamoto in a console game as well. That isn't Brave Souls. Weapons can be upgraded at the blacksmith with the right materials. Each weapon has its own unique stats and traits.
素材を持ち寄ることで作成することができます。武器ごとに特化パラメータや固定
So seeing as how we don't know what the max level is for this game, but we do know that weapons function on a multi-star rating system, which goes to 6 stars. Normally in different video games, you only tend to see weapons go... now it's updated. Weapons go up to maybe like 4 or 5 stars, but 6 stars is pretty much a big deal. Because it's like, no matter how many times I get a weapon that's a high level, unless that star rating is high, it'll never be as good. And I'm looking forward to seeing just how many different variations of weapons we can get at each star rarity level.
で持つスキルが異なるので、これもプレイスタイルやパーティー編成に合わせて組み合わせ、育成を楽しんでもらえればと思います。
And the artistry and weapon design is just phenomenal for this game as well.
行えるほか、戦闘エリアでは回復薬を補充してくれたり、鍛冶屋の代わりもしてくれるなど、頼もしい存在となっています。最後にクエストカウンターについてです。
Lastly, let's talk about the quest counter. Quests are managed by an organization called the Crew Alliance Raphael. You'll be undertaking your quests from them. There are many types of quests, including defeating strong bosses, taking out hordes of monsters, and defending certain targets. With over 100 quests available, there's no shortage of adventure to be had. The game is coming with over 100 quests to do. So that'll be plenty to keep, you know, people like me and Gajil occupied, simply because there's just so much.
余裕駆け足となりましたが、僕からのゲームについての大まかな説明は以上となります。この他にも
There are many more elements waiting for you in Relink, and I can't wait to discuss them in the future. That's it for our Grand Blue Fantasy Relink overview. Up next, please enjoy our studio playthrough. Now, they got a video of that, but the next thing I'm looking into is Dragon's Dogma, because that's yet another game that's going to be heavy on the RPG elements that I can't wait to play. Dragon's Dogma 2. Because the next thing they're going to be showing for Dragon's Dogma is going to be... Yo, what's going on? This is not Skyrim. I know. I had to change the title because I just wanted to start talking about games, because I kind of got a little bit frustrated with the current state of certain games right now, that I just had to bring up multiple examples of why. Multiple examples of games that are doing it right that other games should be paying attention to. So here, Dragon's Dogma 2.
But at least I know I am up to the challenge.
Like, I can't wait to play this. You know I'm gonna go full magic. I'm gonna be the mage. I'm gonna be the sorcerer guy. You know I am. But the fact that this game is not only gonna be basically like a sequel, because the way Dragon's Dogma works as a series, it kind of functions on a multiversal level to a degree, like, or parallel worlds and stuff like that. So you could essentially create numerous different instances in the same world, and it would still feel fresh because no timeline is the same as the previous one. But what sticks out to me is how they're doing another Dragon's Dogma game, but it's using the Resident Evil engine that goes with it. So you know how Resident Evil 4, well, the Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 all look fantastic using the new RE engine. That's what Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be using next year. Like, you can see the glowing eyes of the dragon in the back, the fire, the way that the quality looks.
Watch out!
Now, mind you, it's dark, so you may not be able to see in and everything, but you know.
What's this? We're trapped. Fire! A Cyclops! To think we'd encounter one here of all places.
Cyclops. Right. Be on your guard.
Prepare yourself!
See, whoever's playing as this archer is not aiming for the eye. The weak point is the eye. Aim for the eye. Soundtrack sounds similar to Final Fantasy to a degree. The big orchestral hits is what really makes it seem that way. See, I'm not going to be aiming for the legs. I'm going to be aiming for the head. The fact that you can trip up a big monster like this and make him lose his balance, I wonder if you can make it so that if he's trying to trip off of one leg, like he's got one leg in the air, can you hit the other leg to make him trip completely? And Capcom has really taken an example from their time with a Monster Hunter, with certain environmental advantages you can use.
Let us pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and try not to slip up again.
'Tis a glad thing we rested when we did.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste.
See, I would spend so much time playing this. Just walking around, leveling up my mage guy just so he can be a better mage guy. Is he gonna cut the rope? Yep. And you could... It's so cool how you can do that. You can cut the rope so you can keep a monster from coming after you. And, as you can see right there, one of the pawns is climbing onto the Cyclops, so you can scale these monsters to find their weak point and, you know, stab them in it. Kind of like Shadow of the Colossus. But, you know, cooler. And I'll just say this. These monsters, especially these big ones, they're tanky. They're not like, oh, I'm just gonna upgrade my bow to... See, right there. They tripped him up enough to where he smashed his face into the rock. And you see the impact right there, because that impact was not there before. Yeah, yeah. Tripping, hits him, loses balance, slams his head directly into the rock face. Did that cause damage? Yeah, yeah. Causing a monster this huge to slam his head into something does massive damage. But like I said, these monsters are very tanky. And I'm looking at the playback. Yeah. But monsters monsters this big, they are tanky and they take a lot of damage to bring down. And it's not like simple to kill, because they are definitely something you don't want to run into at night. And Dragon's Dogma has been releasing some images towards the enemies you'll be facing in Dragon's Dogma 2, including the Wight. W-I-G-H-T. You know, like the White Walkers. But it's like a floating lich. And the way it looks... These bigs, I know, Gajil, I know. You're always tallying up my grammar errors. But the enemy designs in this game is fantastic. And I can't wait, because I will be co-streaming the gameplay showcase for this on the 28th, which is on a Tuesday. I will be doing a co-stream for it, where we'll be reacting to the new footage that they show. I hope they show more for like magic users. I hope they show more enemies as well. And what's it going to be like to upgrade your weapons and your armor and everything, because that's something that I always like to do in the original Dragon's Dogma. But to get like a newer version, and hopefully we'll find out the release date as well. Like, you see all that lightning coming down? That's what a mage can do, and I can't wait to just bring down lightning on people. It's just, I can't wait to do that. The fact that you can tackle a person with this class and just stab them? What game is this? This is Dragon's Dogma 2. It's supposed to be coming out next year, but this is on my list. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League, and this. And you even got things like Griffins as well. Like, Griffins are always a big thing to fight. You gotta spin dash. And they made the Griffins cooler looking than they did in the original game. Granted, it's a whole brand new engine. Homing spin dash attack. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Now, if I remember correctly, Griffins tend to be very susceptible to fire, because, I mean, it's hard to fly when you're all up in flames. And that mage character, Max, it seems like you can have like a fire... You have like a flamethrower type magic that you can use that you can also aim, which the original game didn't have. And you'll also see some elements from Monster Hunter as well when it comes to fighting certain creatures. Because you can knock down enemies the same way you would in Monster Hunter. But unlike Monster Hunter, you can actually climb on top of them as long as you got stamina. Other times it would be you would have to hit them multiple times by jumping on them to increase your chances of being able to scale on a monster, hold on, and do a whole bunch of damage to them. Here, you just need enough stamina to do that. And one of the things they mentioned about riding on animals and flying creatures is that if you stay on their back and the way that they're flying is, you know, more horizontal than anything else, you can stay on their back without getting knocked off. In certain games, sometimes when they start flying, you get knocked off and then you got to chase after them. But here in this one, all you have to do is just stand on their back and you just ride them until you get to where you need to go. Now, it didn't say that they couldn't barrel roll and knock you off and for you to die quickly. They didn't say that, so that's also a possibility as well. But this is another game that I'm really looking forward to. Godjill, you and I, we still got to talk about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League by looking at all their past stuff that they brought up, doing a little bit of cross-reference here and there and all that. But yeah, these are the games that I like, everybody. This is what I would rather play than anything else. These are the types of games that I can dedicate a lot of time to because I like leveling up characters. I like creating a play style that's unique to me. I like upgrading weapons so that I can take on harder missions. I like being able to create a character and customize them how I would want this character to look, but also their play style and everything that involves gameplay as well and getting immersed in it. This type of game, Elden Ring, Grand Blue, and Kill the Justice League, all of them, I'm looking forward to playing all of those games. And if there's a rumor saying that Dragon's Dogma is slated to release in March, if it drops either on my birthday, because my next birthday is going to be... You want to see some Wukong, don't you? Let me see. Let me check. My birthday is on a Saturday. Cool. My birthday's on a Saturday. Let's go. But let me see here. You said you wanted to check out a Wolong trailer? No, Wukong. Black Myth Wukong. Ooh. Fextra Life has played Black Myth Wukong. And this is a video from 2 days ago. But is this gameplay we've already seen, though? Because I think we've already seen some of this gameplay. What was the most recent one that was out? Has it really been 2 months since they put out that, like, that trailer for it? Has it really been 2 months? Oh. Oh, so you don't mean Wukong, you mean Wulong. The one you fought the giant tiger. Wait, are you? Oh, wait. Is this the one? Oh, is this the one you mean?
Near the start of World.
Is this the one you mean? The one where it's a giant tiger and I had to perfectly block it every single time when I was playing the demo? Is that what you mean? And I would jump off of it and it would try to do these smashes. It was trying to smash me and then I would have to perfectly block it in order to avoid getting hit by it. Is that the one you mean? Wolong Fallen Dynasty? Is that the one you mean? Had played it on the demo. Oh, yeah. That's the one. Yeah, that's Wolong. And you say you wanted to look at a trailer for it? All right. 8 months ago. I mean, we can check out the launch trailer. After that, I gotta save my final piece, then eat myself some food, and then meet up with Gachil when he's freed up. Yeah, Lubu was a problem when me and Gaju played through it. He was a whole issue. Oddly enough, when you face off against Lubu the second time, he wasn't that difficult. Yeah, this was in March. This was last year. Wait, this was this year. This was this year. It was this year. Ah, man. I'm getting mixed up here. But yeah, Wolong was pretty alright. It was pretty alright. Though some certain elements to it kind of made me upset overall with what they did. So it was like, you know, I enjoyed it for what it was, but yeah, that's how I felt about it. But I don't have anything else I need to bring up. Yeah, I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else that I needed to bring up. Let me put this back to its normal size. All right, cool. That's all I got. That's all I really wanted to talk about. I know I started playing Skyrim at the beginning, but I really wanted to talk about games like halfway through. Go back. It was supposed to be in 2024. Are you sure you don't mean Wukong, Black Myth Wukong? Are you sure? Because there's only Wolong Fallen Dynasty, and that released earlier this year. Wukong, Black Myth Wukong, that releases next year. Is that the one you're thinking of? Because the one where I was playing a demo, and I was fighting this big giant tiger because I wanted to drop off of a building and fight it. That's Wolong. And then at the end of the demo, we're fighting this really big dude with like this big spiked arm. Yeah, Wolong. It's Wolong. Yeah, customize your character and outfit. Yeah, I know which one you're thinking of Wolong though. You're thinking of Wolong. When I played through the demo, I had like a first impression stream, and that's the only footage I have of that game on my channel because I never did a playthrough of Wolong. It was just something that me and Gagio played. Every time you defeated energy, you collected some energy. Yeah, it was the morale rank. It was your morale rank. And the higher your morale rank, the more damage you did and the more effective you were. But I didn't have any other footage for Wolong other than my demo impressions. So that's the one you're probably thinking of because that game has been out. That game has been out since March earlier this year. But I just didn't play the whole thing on my channel because it was like one of those games where like, do I really need to play every single game on my channel? Like maybe I just want to have this game for myself and just play it. So me and Gaja, we played it all the way through. And it was like, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. At least for me, I wasn't too big of a fan of certain gameplay mechanics, so it was like, yeah, it was all right. For me. For others, it's probably fantastic. And mind you, the combat is good. It's fun. Being able to perfectly block everything an enemy tries to hit you with, and then turn it back on them so you can, do like a successful counterattack. Yeah, that's great. I love working towards trying to defeat both Chinese Palpatine and everything. And getting his whole armor set. I took pictures when I was playing Wolong. Lots of pictures. So I enjoyed it for what it was. But, yeah. Wolong was okay. Yeah. Like, Gaji will tell you, we both went through it. We both went through it. We played together. But yeah, and the leveling system to it as well, it wasn't to my liking. Frustrated on that dude on the horse? Yeah, we were very, very annoyed with Lubu. And like I said earlier, it's crazy how you fight Lubu the first time, and then the second time you fight him later on in the story, he's easier. But also, the leveling system, it was like, kinda... It was kind of, mixed, to say the least. It was kind of mixed. And the whole angle of your morale rank needs to be at a certain rank for you to use magic at all, and if your morale rank drops, then you won't be able to use it. I was not big on that. Because it costs you stamina in order to use your magic, which automatically came back up again. But if your morale rank was too low to even use it, then you would have to build it up. And if you sucked at fighting, then you wouldn't be able to increase your rank up enough for you to use it. Really trashing the game, to y'all opinion? No, I'm not trashing it. I'm just saying it wasn't, it just wasn't what I would have preferred. But yeah, Gajil, there was a moment where we were playing through like one of the final areas of the game, and my morale rank was at 20, because that's the maximum morale rank you can reach. One enemy hit me with their fatal attack, which is the red attack that can reduce your morale rank. Hit me once, and I lost half. I lost half of it, which never happened the entire time I played Wolong. So that moment was all like, this system that they got, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it. I much prefer games like Elden Ring where, hey, come as you are. If you're not strong enough, go back home, kill a couple of enemies on the way here again to become stronger, and then maybe you'll have a much better chance. And Wolong, I can level up, but that won't really matter if my morale rank isn't high. So it's really, you can increase your stats when you level up in Wolong, but what matters at the end of the day is your morale rank. Because that's what makes you better. Not really your stats, because they do like, increments and stuff, but if your morale rank is high, you have a much better chance of survival. And if it's not, then it'd be no different than you not putting any points into yourself at all. But that's just my opinion. I thought it was all right. We are not going to talk about Atlas Fallen, though. That's a whole nother story. I'll include that in my end of the year game review. I'm almost done with my script, but that's another story for another time. But overall, games like Wolong, I don't mind, but that whole morale system is what really kind of made it like I don't know, for me. But that was just for me. Other than that, it was cool. It was definitely cool. I know, Gajil. I know. Don't worry. I'm gonna bring up our time. I'm gonna bring up our time of how much we struggled during playing Atlas Fallen in my review, in my end of year review. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna have like snippets from when I was playing, and then talk about our attempts to play Atlas Fallen together. Because just to give you a little bit of a tease, almost every time me and Gajil tried to play Atlas Fallen, our game would crash. Either his would crash or mine would. And the last time we played it, in the same day I took it and traded it in for something else, we crashed roughly about 8 times. 8 times. So it was simply too much. But like I said, I'll include that in my review. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else gaming-wise that I need to bring up. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I really need to bring up. I don't think there's anything new gaming-wise that's happened recently. Nope, nothing appears to be brand new that I need to make note of. I'm always keeping an eye out for... Ooh. There are some new things. Yo. Okay, I forgot that they were having a dev stream for Warframe because they just showed off Gauss Prime. They just showed off Gauss Prime. And they're showing the new update for Warframe, which is dropping in December, called Whispers in the Walls, which adds a new game mode, which is a new mode called Alchemy, Endless. Feed the Crucible basic elements to create complex elemental forces. Netracells, take the key glyphs and search for the Netracell in the labyrinth. And Assassination with a twist. Juice the Murmur Eye and find the fragmented one. So, yeah, Warframe's doing a whole bunch right now. Concrete containment walls surround an unstable Crucible core. Reinforce your arsenal with Albrecht and Trotty's Warframe design to shield a chosen operator in Whispers in the Walls. Yeah, Albrecht's labs contain countless secret steno. Reveal more mysteries when Whispers in the Walls launches next month. So yeah, I'm looking at all these different things. Let me see. Watch the Game Awards to receive a Build Sevagoth Warframe when you watch with a linked account. They got the new trailer for Whispers in the Walls as well. Yeah, their dev stream is going on right now, or at least it's happened previously. Yeah, I don't see anything new gaming-wise. Yeah, there's nothing new gaming-wise that's happened. I'm always keeping an eye out for new stuff for Pirate Warriors, but nothing new has dropped except for those 2 Uta videos that I showed you before. And I think that's it. There's nothing else new. I'm keeping an eye out. Hopefully, because if we're supposed to be getting Shanks with this new pack for Uta, I hope it's a more powerful and more revamped gameplay version of Shanks, and not just one that has different clothes on, because I want it to be like Shanks as he is in the manga right now. I won't go into detail about how strong Shanks is right now because CDs, I know you haven't caught up. So I'm going to keep mum about that for a little while. Godjill, I'm going to get my stuff together. Like, I'm going to eat. And then, if you're freed up, we can go ahead and discuss Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and check out all the other things that have come forward. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I know this was a little different for me to do, me playing a game and then me just breaking off in a full-on discussion, but I kind of want to start doing these sort of things where I'm just talking to you guys about different things, having full-on discussions about it, us checking out different videos to, help with the topics and everything. I want to do more of that. I want to do more of that because I feel like that can break up the monotony that I tend to have for just doing manga stuff and video game stuff. And I want to be able to do more stuff. I want to do more stuff like that for all of you, so that way the content can just be, a lot more varied, because you never know who stops by and watches what I do today. If you're new here, I really do hope you enjoyed this unique take on a stream that I've done today. I thought I was just going to be playing a game for like 2.5 hours, but it turned off into a whole discussion about why anime games need to be doing better with their stuff. And CDs, I'm just messing with you. You're fine. Take One Piece at your own pace. It doesn't matter. Just take your pace. Just know that I'm not going to spoil Jack for you because I want you to enjoy the story. But to everyone else, it's good. It's what we're here for. Ozzy, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just saying, thank you. I know I said this yesterday with my Happy Thanksgiving video yesterday, but I'm just incredibly grateful. Incredibly grateful to be where I am right now. Being able to do this, it's a dream come true. People who like what I do, it's fun. It's fun to do this knowing that people like what I do. And I love it. I love it. And I love that you love it. So thank you for letting me do this. It's everything to me. I enjoy it. But you know what I enjoy more? Leftovers from Thanksgiving that marinated in the fridge. Because I'm about to go get me some. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I will check you all tomorrow when we read the next chapter for the beginning after the end. For Jasmine's Windborn chapter 3, I think. I think it's 3. No, I think it's 4. I think it's 4. Whichever chapter number it is, that's the one we're going to be doing tomorrow. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. The screen that's about to pop up once I'm done with my outro, yeah, it is not indicative. Indicative? I think it's indicative of the vast majority of what we've done today. But to everyone else, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe even become a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples. See? I told you the ending image was not going to match the talks.